I made a box, right?
Yeah.
And it's filled with like that like packing crate foam that's like eggshell container.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why my voice is so velvety.
That's great. That's fantastic.
I just want you to know that. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wednesday Night Gentlemen Multimedia Empire, the official podcast. This is episode number 10, our 2016 roundup of all the best things that we normally talk about. Those are, of course, comic books, TV shows, movies, video games, and political discourse. I don't think we're going to be doing a top 10 of political discourse this year, though. I don't think 10 people said anything that made sense.
I think that's fair.
I am your host, Tactic Angel, and with me, as you can hear, is Midget Radio, my murderous socialist friend.
Hello.
Fantastic. How are you today, Midget Radio?
I am great.
You are great. High energy.
Yeah. How are you?
I am, I'm okay. I'm fine.
That's good to hear.
Yep. So we're going to be talking about today, best of 2016. And then we'll be giving away special trophies to the winners of the year, the losers of the year, and the victim of the year.
Actual trophies.
Actual
real trophies.
They are every bit as real as all of the emails that we have sent to the president, to the authors of Westworld.
Yeah.
Probably to Michael Bay and some other really fabulous people.
That's going to change, I think, for 2017. That's a resolution.
We're going to actually send
Yes.
them? Okay.
Yes. I've got one that I've been composing in my head to Gina Carano for a while now. I fully intend to send it to her.
Why don't you give us a little preview?
Well, I watched In the Blood like a few weeks ago, and we saw that movie together. It is not a great movie, but it's not that bad either. I mean, I feel like it's just on the wrong side of being, a pretty decent action movie. And I want to see her do more movies like that. I feel that she is capable. I think that she can take the reins for the action movie genre and build it up into at least it's something that it used to be. Recapture some of its 80s and 90s glory. And I think she's the perfect person for it. And I don't know if she knows that. So I'll tell her.
Oh, that's good that she has somebody. Somebody willing to coach her.
It's just upsetting. I mean, when you think about it, like, Van Damme, Seagal, all these guys are not like fucking thespians, but they were making great movies 10, 20 years ago. I don't know why she can't do exactly what they were doing. I don't know why she couldn't have a career similar at least to those two.
Yeah. Well, I agree. In the Blood wasn't as terrible as maybe it was made out to be. And for the most part, I don't think anybody even knew it existed, because wasn't it straight to Amazon or something like that?
Yeah, probably. I mean, like most of there's a whole field of those kind of movies that I don't know if they ever see a theater. But they're cranking out. They're cranked out pretty regularly. I mean, Steven Seagal did like 4 fucking movies in 2016.
Yeah.
And the guy who directed In the Blood just directed the most recent Kickboxer film with both Gina Carano and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Gina Carano's in that? That's going to make me watch that.
She's utterly wasted in that movie.
Okay.
Wasted. Which is upsetting.
I like that we've already lost the plot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. So 2017 resolution, email, Gina Carano, and many other people.
Okay. We should post those letters somewhere.
I think that's good. Yeah, open letters.
They should be open letters.
Yeah.
We'll do it on the Facebook page.
Oh yeah, we have that now.
Yes, that is a thing that we have.
Rocketing right to the top.
Come like us on Facebook, because that matters.
It does.
I shouldn't be saying that. I should be like really positive.
Yes, it's very important. Lots of things. So much news.
You won't be able to read Midget Radio's open letters to people who are never going to read them if you don't go.
Right?
Please go to Facebook and read the letters so that someone will have read them.
Please. It'll make me feel better.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be shouting into the void.
Right. I prefer not to do that. I will, but I'd prefer not to.
Fantastic. Best of 2016. Midget Radio.
Just in general.
Best movie or movies 2016.
Okay, we're going to start right away. Do you want to go over the topics at all, or are we just slamming right into this?
We're slamming into it,
okay.
Man. There's no format for today. I have no intros because these are things that people understand. People know what movies are. What do you think the best movies of 2016
This is going to be my favorite episode of this show. All right, so in absolutely no particular order, I'm just going to start with Deadpool.
Yes.
Starting with Deadpool, because Deadpool did something that none of us expected was even possible, and did it well, which is just as impossible to conceive. So yeah, Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds brought so much passion to that project. It's probably it's probably my favorite rendering of X-Men in a live action film, even though it only consists really of Deadpool, Colossus, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Which I hear they got completely wrong, but was
completely wrong is
I think was in 2 panels ever.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, she has I think she's like telepathic or something in the comics, but I mean, she is definitely like sort of goth looking chick. She has longer hair in the comics.
It's
not that
it's a
matters.
character. It's a character that no one would have remembered or cared about until that movie. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you'll see her just be like that movie.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Rather than whatever she was before.
Yeah, no doubt.
That one's easy to retcon because no one cares.
Easily. But yeah, awesome movie. I hope that, I mean, not only did it bring like, R-rated vulgarity to superhero movies and kind of spastic, insane humor, but it was also a small story. A small scale story, and I hope to see, like Logan in 2017, I hope to see more of that going forward.
Yeah, it was a very special movie. It would also make my list for best of 2016 for pretty much most of the same reasons.
Cool.
It was fun.
Yeah,
very fun.
It was super entertaining.
I hope they do a good job with the second one.
I hope so too. I know that the director of the first Deadpool movie is left, but they brought in the guy who did John Wick, which was another surprising movie, but I think 2014. Yeah.
And I know there was a big kerfuffle on the internet about that. The director has since come out and basically said it has nothing to do with the production of the film, but it had everything to do with he just doesn't have time to do it.
Oh, okay. Well, cool.
Anything else on that list?
Yeah, I mean, you do one.
I did one. I said I agree.
That's it? Deadpool?
I agree.
That's it.
Well, I mean, it's not the only thing.
Of movies or...
I only have 2 movies on this list.
All right, well, what's the other one? Jesus.
Well, what? Oh, this is a dumb question. Clearly, Captain America Civil War.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Holy shit. Fun from start to finish.
Yeah.
Flawless.
Yeah.
Flawless movie. It is on Netflix now, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, that was really surprising. Yeah.
I think it showed up a day or two before Christmas.
Yeah.
And that felt like Christmas.
I mean, though we both already own the film, but yeah.
I know, but there's a time that you're just like, what should I do? And then it's right there, and you're like, well, I don't even have to get up and put it in.
That's your Christmas present, not having to get up off the couch.
Yeah.
Thank you, Netflix.
Yep.
All right.
I can't imagine anyone hasn't seen it, but if anyone hasn't seen it, go see it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm going to say still even superhero films in 2016. Because we had Deadpool and Civil War, which were both surprisingly good, far better, I think, than anyone expected. But we also had X-Men Apocalypse and Suicide Squad, two movies that were so unfairly reviewed that I'm still giving it to the superhero genre. It's still clearly alive. And I think the fact that mediocre films like X-Men Apocalypse and Suicide Squad getting such terrible fucking reviews just shows you the level of quality that superhero films in general have attained. So I'm still happy that the genre is going strong and still appears to have quite a bit of life in it, and has created, I think, an audience that forgot that there ever could be such a thing as a decent comic book movie.
Yeah, for sure. And as bad as those movies were reviewed, and as bad as Suicide Squad actually was, you don't see them pulling back from this release schedule. You see some shuffling, but I think the aggregate number of films hasn't changed.
Yeah. I am going to disagree with you. Suicide Squad is not a bad movie.
It is.
It is not remotely bad. It is absolutely mediocre to decent. I think it failed to live up to the absurd amount of hype that it had, which was probably why it was reviewed so poorly. But it is not in itself a bad movie. There are bad movies like Avatar and the Star Wars prequels, stuff that is genuinely hard to watch, that is genuinely terribly executed. Suicide Squad is nowhere near those films. It's just not good. It's just not an amazing movie. It's not Civil War, and it's not Deadpool.
I'm not even sure it's Sharknado.
It's better than Sharknado, no doubt.
I don't know. I liked Sharknado more. Got anything else on that fantastic list of yours?
I am going to put out also a little-known movie starring Mel Gibson called Bloodfather, only because it keeps alive the much beleaguered action film genre. It's a small movie with a very simple story about Mel Gibson as a ex-convict tattoo artist living in a trailer in the middle of a desert among a community of recovering alcoholics who rediscovers or finds his long lost daughter who is on the run from some sort of drug thing, and he has to protect her. There are lots of bullets. There's lots of chases, and it's just a good, straightforward, small story action film, and I appreciate it for keeping the genre alive.
Do you think that possibly superhero films have killed off action films?
No, I don't think so. I think the genre has been kind of dead for a while. I mean, even certainly before the kind of renaissance that we're in, that I would say started basically with Iron Man. I think the action film was pretty well dead even before that.
Okay.
Unless you can, I mean, but then again, I mean, it depends on what you consider. Like, obviously, I guess most people would probably consider movies like Fast and the Furious action films. I fucking don't. I think they are, I consider them largely just car porn.
I was gonna say car porn,
which is different. Bitch. So yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, I think this genre has been dead for a while, probably since the sort of petering out of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone films, I would say.
Yeah. Well, there's only so much you can do with Transporter, and actually, having seen the Fast and Furious, whatever the Gina Carano version was.
Yeah.
I mean, that does have a decent amount of action. There's a lot of car driving.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got 2 fist fights with Gina.
Yeah, and those are great scenes.
You got stuff. There's enough stuff going on there that I think that one's probably down to your and my bias against Vin Diesel and probably almost everything he does.
Entirely, yes,
yeah. It's probably an action film, and those do well enough.
Yeah,
I just want a better leading man.
I do too. And I mean, we've had
family.
We've had
whatever.
We've had some certainly some decent stuff that kind of tied us over. I mean, I liked Matt Damon's Bourne movies. I liked all 3 of those. And Liam Neeson in Taken. The first one anyway.
Taken 3.
The first one was great. So I mean, there's certainly been some bright spots over the years, but it doesn't compare to the heyday of the 80s and 90s.
Or Dredd. You can't forget to mention
Dredd. Yeah, I mean,
even though it's a comic book movie,
it is a comic book movie, but it is
an action movie through and through.
It is a pretty perfect action film.
All right. I haven't seen that. I want to see it because I think he has an amazing beard.
He does. Yeah, he does.
And that's a thing
No,
that I want to see.
I mean, Gibson, he certainly his personal life has got some questionable things in there, but man, I mean, he makes some great movies, and he's a great actor. He's a ton of fun to watch on the screen, I think. So, say what you will about him, but he makes good movies.
Agreed. I don't know why. I do know why, but I think he, in an industry that's full of like convicted pedophiles and probably closet pedophiles, it's amazing that he got off as bad as he did.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's still making movies.
I think he did his time.
Yeah.
And I think Hollywood's ready to a little bit forgive him because he makes tons of money.
Yeah, probably.
TV shows. This is going to be a little thin because I don't watch a lot of TV.
Well, I imagine we're going to include Stranger Things on this list.
I haven't gotten through all of it. I would consider that a TV show, though.
Yeah, well, it's great. I don't know what to say about it other than that it is great.
I've enjoyed the first 4 episodes, and for whatever reason, just have not returned to it.
Well, that is ridiculous. Despite your hard crush on Winona Ryder, that I think you've carried with you for decades now. Decades. I still have that hardness. Another email in 2017, I think.
That one I do not want to personally publish. Whatever. She's age appropriate.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree. It's a TV show that I definitely should have watched all of by now.
Yeah.
I think she does a great job in it. I think surprisingly the kids do a good job.
They are
not even a good job, but holy crap.
They're awesome. I totally want to hang out with them.
Usually child actors are the bane of any TV show, and you only need 1 or 2 and it's just out the window.
Yeah, a disaster. Yeah.
And they've got 4, 5, 6 and they all are doing somewhere between a passable and a really good job.
Yeah. They're fantastic. They're amazing. The music is just glorious. I love the show. And I think 2, if not 3 references to X-Men, which I mean, man, those kids playing D&D and talking about X-Men comics.
They are really just young versions of you.
Pretty much.
Top of my list this year is probably also a Netflix film.
Okay.
Season 2 of Daredevil.
Oh shit, that was this year too. Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Also, I like to think of it more as the season 0, like episode 0 from comic books of The Punisher.
Yeah.
Because holy shit.
Yeah.
what a fantastic.
The best. Easily the best rendition of The Punisher. Live action. So much fun. God, that is a good show. That was a good show. And I fell so deeply in love with Elektra. Oh God, she's just amazing.
Yeah, that goes back to your murderous streak.
She makes swift decisions. She's a decisive lady. I appreciate it.
No matter what the circumstance, her option is always murder them.
Yeah.
It's like, can you break this 20? And someone says no.
No.
Done.
Makes sense. You're to
dead.
Me.
I know you have money in that wallet. I need a single for the vending machine. You have to die.
Oh yeah, fantastic show. It was awesome to see. Fisk again. Vincent D'Onofrio is just glorious in that role. And that's another show. I mean, the fight choreography remains top notch. And watching Daredevil and Elektra fight together is so much fun. Especially that they're fighting a bunch of goddamn ninjas. Just excellent.
Yeah. Yep. All the good things. I agree.
Excellent. I want to mention also The Expanse, even
also
though
on my list.
Yeah, it started, I think, technically in like late 2015, but
the majority of shows, I looked it up, the majority of shows did fall in this calendar year.
Good deal. Finally. Science fiction, space. Tactic Angel has a show with spaceships in it, and it's actually good.
Yeah, so far. I'm a little worried about season 2, but so far.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll see. I think I don't know. I think it'll continue to be like pretty solid. And that's really all I think we can hope for.
Yeah.
That's all I really want out of a science fiction show.
I am looking forward to that as well. I want to see a lot more development in the I was about to call them Russians, but really they're the Martians.
The Martians, yeah.
Well, they're like a strange they strike you as very Russian at first, and then they start to strike you more as traditional liberal types that also have a strong military.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting to see what they do. Yeah. With that, I hope there's more. Yeah, I hope there's basically just more of that kind of world building that season 1 did so well.
Yep. And actually, Thomas Jane, who was the silver medalist for Punisher.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. It's between him and Dolph Lundgren, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like Punisher Warzone?
Yeah,
no. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. I think he had a very, very interesting, compelling character.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'd watch a whole show that was just him.
Oh, yeah. Solving crimes.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. It could all take place on, what was it? Was it Sirius Station that he was on?
Yeah.
Mostly.
Sirius.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hang out there, whole entire show. That'd be great.
Yep. But he is unemployed now. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Next on my list, and there is only one episode of this, but it is worth mentioning. You don't know guesses?
No. I have no idea.
Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Son of a bitch. When is that going to come out?
it could not be soon enough. Of course, there was only the Amazon original pilot.
Yeah.
But I don't think either of us can say enough positive things about just what a hilariously good time this is.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I love him so fucking much. I'm so excited to see this show.
I respect almost any like B-list celebrity that is completely willing to make fun of their own career.
Yeah.
And like that goes in with Shatner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who I think realizes he's kind of a joke too.
Yeah.
But kind of amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's stuff that, you know, we grew up loving, and it's okay to kind of lampoon it a little bit. But yeah, he's great. I think Van Damme too. I feel like if you kind of watch his career, if you watch like some of the shitty, you know, direct to DVD or whatever movies that he's made in recent years, I think he's gotten like a lot more comfortable in front of the camera. I think he's become actually like a better actor as he's gotten older. And I think that's part of what sells JCVJ so well, is that he's got like some charisma and some confidence and some presence in front of that camera that goes beyond doing the splits. Yeah.
And in this show, he does a really good job in terms of, you see him in different emotional states. He's despondent, kind of like aloof.
Yeah.
At the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then he carries that forward into being like willfully excited. He has a goal. He has a mission.
Yeah.
And then he's, you know, trying to do a good job. He's doing funny stuff, and then straight back to miserable.
Yeah.
And he does it's so good. It's I enjoyed him. I haven't seen all that many films that he's been in, but I remember that one that he was like a camp counselor or something, or a guide.
Yeah.
And
yeah. It's like Into the Jungle or Welcome to the Jungle or something like that. Yeah.
Oh man, he was hilarious.
Yeah, he's awesome.
That was a terrible, terrible movie.
Yeah. It's too bad. I mean, it is. It's too bad that he does so many like shitty low tier movies with terrible scripts. Because I think if you like gave him something with some meat on it, he could have a lot of fun, and I think he'd turn it into something worth watching.
He needs his own Copland, right?
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yes. Yes.
I still think that people give Copland too much of a hard time.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
got
like
an awesome cast. An awesome cast.
Right? And Stallone actually holds his own pretty well.
Stallone's amazing.
He is a strange actor. Because like sometimes he's terrible, and sometimes sometimes it's just like, what are you gonna get? Are you gonna get Rocky?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna get like Rocky 4?
Yeah.
Who knows?
It depends. I don't know if it depends on his mood. I don't know. It's Stallone. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, and I will watch it gladly.
Broken clock syndrome all day. He's awesome. He's terrible.
Yeah.
He's terrible. He's awesome. He's enjoyably terrible. Do you have any other TV shows on your list?
The only other one I'm going to mention is Game of Thrones, and the only reason I'm going to mention it is because the season that aired in 16 is the first to kind of break away from the books and explore territory that and storylines that haven't been told yet. And I think there's a marked difference in quality between this season and the seasons previous to this one, in that plots are moving forward and people are making decisions, and you're starting to see a little bit of payoff, and it's nice to see that as someone who has both read the books and seen every episode of this show. It feels like these characters have a fucking purpose and are actually trying to accomplish something now, and you can kind of feel it coming toward its end. So I appreciate it. I think the writers have done a really good job not having to work with this kind of guidebook anymore. So it's cool to see.
So I take it you think that the author was holding it back.
Oh yeah, after reading the fifth book, yes. God, yes. I think the fifth book is like 900 fucking pages long, and most of it is Tyrion getting from point A to point B. It's ridiculous. I think the author is a lot less interested in resolving the storyline and actually telling a story than he is in a kind of incessant world building.
Are you going to write an angry letter to George R.R. Martin?
No, I'm not. I don't really feel inspired to. I don't really care anymore. So no, he'll be spared an open letter from Midget Radio.
You're going to sign it Midget Radio?
Fuck yeah.
Are you going to put it on letterhead with a little radio?
I might. I don't know. That's
a
lot of design work and stuff, but nobody's going to know me by my real name.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to recognize Midget Radio.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh,
now
yeah,
that you're
the guy
a professional.
who does that podcast, yeah.
11 episodes in. Okay, let's move on to video games. This is a short list for me, which is surprising.
Oh shit. Okay.
What is your favorite video game of this year, Midget Radio?
Fuck, I don't know. I don't know. Because I feel like I'm pretty far behind, or on a lot of games I'm behind. Like I just finished playing Metal Gear 5. I think for me, probably the game that I had the most fun playing would be XCOM 2.
Okay.
I love the XCOM games. I love how much you can customize your squad, and I love the strategy RPG. It's endlessly fun. I wish the load times were a little less painful, but other than that, the game was amazing.
I played it also. I enjoyed it for the most part. I got a little annoyed at some of the new gimmicks that they put in, like those snake guys who go every time you act.
Oh yeah, they're dicks. Yeah.
I kind of got boxed into a part of the game where I could not pass.
That's rough.
Because I just kept getting murdered by that horrific snake person.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I cannot lose every member of my team. Like, there's not a lot of recovery.
No, you're fucked, basically.
My number one game this year, this may be surprising, Doom.
Okay.
Have you played Doom?
I only played the demo.
Okay.
And it was fun. I do intend to get it at some point. I'm waiting for like the $20 to $30 mark, but yeah.
I think I got it for like 25, so it's got to be real close to that. And I got it like several months ago.
Okay.
Doom is a fantastic re-envisioning of what a first-person shooter is supposed to be. I don't know about re-envisioning. It basically just takes us backwards and then moves us forward in a different direction. Because we're back to having key cards.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
We're back to not having a reload button. We don't have regenerating health. And holy shit, it completely nails the whole idea of Doom, which is I am a heavy metal badass in space killing demons.
Yeah.
The soundtrack to that, or the sound design in total, is just so much fun. I love how they get the metal music going just a little bit when you're just shooting the heavy machine gun. I love the mechanic for whipping out your chainsaw and just one hit killing anything. You have limited charges. It's a mechanic that makes a lot of sense. That's a lot of fun.
That's cool.
The fast pace, like it is so fast.
I noticed that in the demo. Yeah, it's ridiculously fast.
It's just so frenetic, and like you have to be tactical, you have to be quick, and you have to be aggressive.
That's cool.
Because there's no like dodging behind cover.
Yeah.
I gotta wait for my health to get back up. Super fun game. It's a nice departure from all of the, I don't know, Call of Duty clones that we have today.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can continue that forward and maybe push the genre in different directions so everything isn't exactly the same.
That's cool. I mean, it's probably the only, FPS that I'd be real interested in playing.
Yeah. And I did play it a little bit online just to see what it was like, but I mean, like, that was like 5 or 10 matches at best.
Okay.
So, I mean, for me, it was all the first person campaign, and I think it was probably 12, 15 hours. I mean, it's a decent.
That's not bad. Yeah.
For a first person shooter, it's
not bad.
A pretty decent length, and it doesn't drag. The level making is a little bit, or I should say the structure is a little bit predictable. Okay. It's like you clear an area, you walk over here, and then it's another arena. You clear that area, you go over here. And there's some variance on that, but for the most part, that's how it works. And there's nothing wrong with it in its execution because it's just a blast.
Cool. Very cool.
Do you have any other video games?
No.
Wow. That's surprising.
It's been, it's been like a lazy, it's been a lazy year for me playing video games. I think I spent the most time in XCOM and MGS5, which was good. But I don't know that I'd call it out for any special mention or anything.
Okay.
And No Man's Sky, which was also, which I like as well, but I'm not gushing about it or anything.
Yeah. I mean, I like it too. I spent a ton of time on No Man's Sky. I like it, but I can't put it on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Because of kind of the missing features at launch, kind of a buggy launch, and then to some degree the failure of the company to really deal with some of the public backlash.
Yeah.
Okay. Winners of the year. Midget Radio.
Winners of the year.
Winners of the year.
I don't really have much for this category. I'm gonna say though the Chicago Cubs and Cubs fans.
Clearly,
in a year full of unexpected surprises, the Chicago Cubs proved that they are not all horrible disasters. So,
yep.
Special thanks to the team and the fans and Epstein. It was an exciting ride to follow the Cubs all year. That was the most fucking intense World Series I've ever seen.
I think a lot of people say it was one of the best series in a long time.
Yeah.
And it's great that it was between two teams that really had a lot to deliver to their different fan bases.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, very exciting. They finally broke the curse. Thanks to them for bringing some positivity into a somewhat shitty year. Otherwise,
I had a couple things because I don't know where to go with this because there's clearly the easy answers, and then there's clearly
hard answers,
cynical answers.
Okay, yeah.
So if I was just to go with feel good, I would say Cubs. Clearly,
yeah.
Cubs and Cubs fans.
Yeah.
Big winners this year. Big deal bringing that home after 108 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had I think my my general winner of the year is probably Jordan Peterson.
Okay.
Jordan Peterson is a clinical psychologist who teaches at Toronto University. He has gained a lot of a lot of attention for talking out against some legislation up in Canada, Bill C-16, which seeks to legislate how people interact with one another in terms of like hate speech and all of that. And brought a lot of attention to kind of the social censorship that we see. And Canada kind of gets it first, and then our people try to enforce it here, or try to get it into legislation here. And I think he's been doing a pretty stand-up job fighting back against the progressive left, I guess. It's not really progressive to tell people what words they can and can't use, but I mean, that's kind of how they would label themselves, I guess.
Okay.
You have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, a pretty esoteric answer.
I have a second cynical esoteric answer.
Okay.
Do you have any other winners of the year?
No.
Okay. Then I will say my cynical winner of the year is the Alternative for Germany, or AfD party.
Okay.
In Germany, who is the next, as they say, alt-right party that's going to probably do really well in the next election.
Yeah.
And it's probably because Angela Merkel has completely screwed up the EU and Germany in particular.
Has she? I guess so. I imagine, according to the AfD, it's clear as day.
It's Angela Merkel's strong arming of the EU, the migrant thing, is part of the reason why Brexit was a thing.
Yeah.
And it's part of the reason why other nations are having a lot of issues in terms of increase in violent crime and sexual assault and all that stuff. And even if it was even if the numbers were smaller, you would expect that the native people who live there would have a problem with their daughters only occasionally getting gang raped.
Sure.
So,
because of all the Syrians, I guess.
Surprisingly, only 1 in 4 of them are from Syria.
Yeah.
That seems like really like what's going on in Tunisia, right? I don't know. This is an honest answer.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't
either.
seen
it's
anything.
All shitty, I guess, but
I mean, if I lived in Tunisia, I probably wouldn't want to live in Tunisia.
No, probably not. No.
But then it's not like I would expect that other people would be just like, yeah, you can live with me. That's cool. I don't know. So I think they're going to do probably pretty well next year in the elections, especially after that migrant ran over a whole fuck ton of people.
Yeah.
So lots of losers of the year.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. It only
we'll
takes
move straight
one.
on. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking all the however 13 people and 50 more that were maimed and injured.
Yeah.
That's a shitty thing.
Yeah.
I mean, well, thankfully he's dead. So, losers of the year.
I don't really have anything specific for this. You go first.
No one lost this year.
No one lost. Everybody did great.
It was nothing but winners.
Yep.
I put down here Hello Games. I thought, I mean, you and I know I like No Man's Sky. We were just talking about it before the technical issue. And as much as you and I might like the game and think that it's kind of at least technically impressive and kind of fun too, clearly their stock has sunk quite a bit this year.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking actual stock because I don't think they're a stock company, but I'm saying like the faith and positive feelings that the people have towards Sean Murray and that company is clearly diminished quite a bit this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say, I mean, the only thing I kind of had for this would be the DC films for the extraordinary disappointment of Batman versus Superman. And I think the somewhat unreasonably maligned Suicide Squad. I really want to see a good DC movie. I'm hoping Wonder Woman is that movie. I hope it kind of breaks free of the negative reception that the other DC films have received in general. So yeah, I'll say DC.
I think that's a fair. I think it's. I obviously think that Suicide Squad was a terrible movie, and when asked by my brother which one I think was worse, Batman versus Suicide Squad, Batman versus Suicide Squad, or Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's real tough. It's a real
ridiculous.
tough answer for me. Man, if we talked about Batman versus Superman and Suicide Squad, it would never end. This podcast would never end.
Yeah, that's true.
I just wasn't impressed with the production quality. I don't like Will Smith.
I like Will Smith.
As an actor, usually I think he usually plays Will Smith.
Yeah.
And it just didn't do a lot for me. I didn't like Margot Robbie's Harlequin that much. So I mean, it was just like, if I don't like any of the protagonists and I don't think that the villain is compelling, and the villain's brother is what, then
that's
awesome.
He's a giant wizard.
I guess
it's great.
I guess. Okay, it was great or terrible. I thought it would have been I thought it would have been completely in line with a sci-fi original film.
Yeah, it's better than that.
I'm not sure. Sharknado, man.
It's
Sharknado.
Way the fuck better. Sharknado.
I would rather watch Sharknado again.
Yeah.
I think all the magic in Sharknado is pretty much sucked out of it the first time.
Yeah.
I think they're on like 3 or 4 now. Like, I think that lightning only strikes once. There's only one Sharknado.
I think I'd take Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn over Tara Reid doing anything.
I guess she's hard to watch act. I'm pretty sure she was just a pretty face back in the day.
Yeah.
Now she's still kind of an attractive face, but it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you have anything down for Victim of the Year?
I have a couple. You go first.
Okay. I am not sure if I want to say it's a person, but I will definitely say certainly the public persona of Hillary Clinton. I wanted to say other people. I have made videos on other people who I think are unreasonably playing the victim this year. But I mean, just the last few weeks, seeing people blame it on like Islamophobia and racists and sexists and the KKK and misogynists, and also at the same time women who didn't vote for her because they were contractually obligated to do so, xenophobes, white people, black people for not showing up, Latinos for not understanding who the better candidate is, which I thought was also condescending. Clearly Russia. WikiLeaks.
Yeah.
The Constitution for sabotaging Hillary Clinton with the Electoral College. Her health. Bill Clinton and the FBI.
Yeah.
And to specifically James Comey. All of these people, which I think at this point is like 80 or 90% of the United States. Actually, between white people, black people, and Latino, I think that's 98% of the United States colluded against her to not get the presidency.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have put her down if there wasn't just so much whining.
Yeah. Well, I can offer up one in somewhat of a response to that. I'm going to say generally white people.
White people are the victims of the year.
White
Okay.
people are the victims of the year because all of their jobs have been taken by illegal immigrants. Those jobs that were available to them were then unfairly shipped overseas by the government and by terrible planning from the government. The economy is in the tank, and the white American is less safe because of Muslims, because of incoming terrorists, comprised often of small children and women. So many unfair things. They've been oppressed by people like the Black Lives Matter movement because they can't say what's on their mind and need a presidential candidate who talks just like them. White people have been thrown under the bus in 2016. So much to complain about, and I shed a tear for them.
Okay. I think people understand now why we may be on different sides of several issues.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have other victims of the year?
Not really. No, not really.
All white people. Technically, that includes Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Yeah, so we agree.
Oh man, I saw that a funny thing with Michelle Obama, and she was holding up a sign, and it said, I mean, clearly this was Photoshopped, but it was funny. An immigrant took my job.
That is true.
And I couldn't help but laugh.
They took our job. Awesome stuff.
Yep. And that's been 2016. Oh man. Next year, I guess whoever how would I mail a trophy to the public persona of Hillary Clinton?
I don't know.
See?
I guess
And
you
how
have
are
to
you-
just mail it to
Are
her.
you going to mail out like next year when you single out 80% of the United States and
They've had a hard year.
mail every one of them a trophy? I think that your 2017 resolution's a little unreasonable.
I'll just mail it to Trump, I guess. I mean, he was basically the representation of all of that victimhood.
Okay. 2017. What are we looking forward to?
Logan.
Okay.
I'm excited for Logan.
That's predictable. You said earlier before we started recording, you were looking forward to mostly, I guess, movies?
Yeah.
Is that the only movie?
Movies and TV. Logan, the second season of The Expanse. Let's see, Iron Fist in March. I don't remember what else. But those are the Star Trek Discovery. Very much anticipating that.
Man, I'm having a tough time.
I am so curious to see it.
I guess. I don't think that Logan's on the top of my list in terms of things that I'm interested to see. I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
But in terms of next year for comic book movies, I know that I'm curious to see what happens with like Thor Ragnarok, because you and I liked the first Thor movie. And
Yeah.
The second Thor movie's garbage.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how they work Strange into it after what I would say is a B+ outing for him.
Yeah.
First time out. So that's a thing. I'm not actually too invested in any other movies, I think. Avengers isn't next year, is it?
I don't think so. I'm not sure what the other Marvel movie is, though. Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah. And that's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that it's going to be probably not as charming as the first one.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, I still kind of feel like the first one was a little bit overrated. But yeah, I'm not that interested actually in either of the Marvel movies because I'm pretty sure they're going to be fine. They're going to be pretty solid. I'm more excited about Logan and Wonder Woman as well, actually.
Isn't Justice League coming out?
I don't know if that's next year.
Let's quickly ask the Google.
It might be. God, that still seems early, but
but there's already previews for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
2017.
Wow.
Release date November 17th.
Okay.
I can tell you what I'm probably not doing on November 17th.
I'm curious. Maybe it'll be all right.
I'm not saying I'm not curious. I'm just saying I'm probably not there. Gosh, it's going to be a bunch of freaking nerds.
Yeah.
Like comic books and TV shows and video games.
Yeah. Oh, the X-Men revamp in 2017 in the comics.
Comic books?
Yeah. I'm super Resurrection, that event. I'm very, very excited.
Getting rid of all the Terrigen bullshit.
Yep. All of that is finally fucking over with, and the X-Men can just be X-Men again.
I hope they cancel the whole thing.
I don't think that's going to happen, but
yeah,
I'm excited.
I know in terms of video games, I know what we're looking for.
Oh, yeah. RDR2.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
And
That's huge. Yeah.
Maybe Blue Sky Giant joining us.
Yep. Still got to get that PlayStation 4.
Yep. It's a good thing to hold your friends hostage to a irrational demand.
It's not going to happen. He's
it's
never
fine.
going to get one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most anticipated game.
Yeah, I think that's on the top of my list. I'm not too worried about any of the other video games really because I've still got stuff to do and I started playing Bloodborne again.
Oh no.
I like that
with the
game.
DLC.
So yeah, but the problem was I did NG Plus.
Okay.
And then I started another character so that I could try to help Katie through.
Oh God.
And,
yeah.
So that didn't go so well.
Yeah.
And then with my New Game Plus, I haven't gotten far enough, and it's been like a year since I played the game, and like there's some difficulty there still.
Okay.
So I'd have to fight my way back up to it either with the normal character who's not super buffed out, or the NG Plus character who is comparatively in the same boat. So yeah, I've been working towards it. Mostly I just enjoy playing the game. It's a fun game, and apparently it came out in like 2014 or 2015 because I can't put it on my 2016 list.
Maybe we'll see. I guess we could have mentioned this as well. The PlayStation VR. I'd like to see, I don't know, a price drop or something. That would be nice. Because I'm very interested in acquiring one of those.
Well, this has now become
I know
a wish list.
This is we don't have much of a format here, so
that's true. It's true. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing it. I really want to kind of mess around with Eve Valkyrie.
Yeah, that's fun.
I saw the Star Wars like Battlefront VR missions, and they look, I guess, fine.
That's cool.
There's a part of me that's always going to be like, I get to fly a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I still kind of hope that No Man's Sky gets VR because I think
that would be
in
really
terms
fun.
of
in
terms of a game that has almost no purpose but that which you assign to it.
Yeah.
And then to be immersed in that.
Yeah.
Is probably a big plus.
I could get way behind that.
But I think I'd rather them add add more features before they start thinking about
Yeah.
making those features 3D.
Oh yeah.
TV shows, hopefully VJ.
Yeah.
Um,
Sure.
The Expanse season 2 you already mentioned.
Yeah,
We already did video games.
Iron Fist, maybe the Defenders as well in 17. I don't remember.
I think Defenders is 2017.
Cool.
I think I remember doing that. I think there might actually be 3 if you count the Defenders, because I think Jessica Jones might have gotten bumped to 2018
really? Okay.
because they were going to do The Punisher ASAP, and they've already done a lot of the filming for that.
Cool.
So, I mean, that's a thing. Hopefully.
Cool stuff.
I don't know how they're going to do that. Like clearly everyone wants more Daredevil. Luke Cage is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd enjoy seeing more of Luke Cage, though. I didn't like it as much as whatever. I still think Jessica Jones has a lot of potential if they just watch some like Law and Order or something.
I know. Just make it. Yeah. They just need to, I don't know, narrow it down a little bit. Give her some cases. Just give her some cases.
She's a private eye who had one case the first season, and I think everybody died.
Yep.
Like, client died, client's parents, like, no, maybe the client didn't die. Anyway, point is, lots of people died. It was a complete fumble.
Yeah.
And we just need to see her being competent and hopefully confident.
Yeah.
And just being the character that we can all hope that she can be, which is kind of dry and funny,
sardonic,
and fucked up.
Yeah. Basically, like the first 5 minutes of the first episode. That's in general all I want to see.
Yeah, and she can take down some big bad at the end.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I don't have anything
2017.
else. No, 2017. I hope I win the lottery.
That'd be cool.
I hope you win the lottery.
I don't know how that's gonna happen, but
I hope everybody wins the lottery.
That's great. More emails. That's what we're gonna do. More than 0 emails.
More than 0. Okay.
I feel like we can make that work.
I think that it's almost guaranteed, since it sounds like you've already got a lot of the mental work put into your letter.
A lot of things I want to say.
Good. So that's the best of 2016, best of 2017. Now you have something boring that you want to do.
I just want to provide some small clarification on the United States Department of Education. Because I believe when we spoke about it last episode, we kind of did a cursory look at the Wikipedia page for it, and stopped at where it was implemented, I guess, in like 79 by the Carter administration. It does have more of a history to it, though, than just that. I guess there was a department back in the late 1800s. What happened in 79 was just essentially, I guess, excised from another department. And I don't know the name of that department, but it was basically just a few different duties by, I want to say, 2 different departments at the federal level, smashed together and given its own department, which is the Department of Education. But I think to suggest that the federal government, I feel like our last episode, we sort of left it as the federal government had almost no role or interest in education prior to 1979, and I would say that's inaccurate.
Well, yeah, clearly they had interest in it, and son of a gun, I don't remember what it was. It was called like the Board of Education or something.
It was the Office of Education.
Office of
Yeah.
Education, and it had mostly like an aggregating and advisory role.
Yeah.
So like that's the difference between like best practices, which I don't think that disseminating best practices is necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
For the interests of your students, we advise that it is probably best to teach them that the earth is round.
Right.
Like, that seems like a reasonable thing. What I was talking about specific to, like, Barry Goldwater is the idea that the government would say, well, we have $6 million here, and we're going to give it to you, but only if you tell children that the earth is round. And that's a ridiculous example, but the point is, because usually these are large packages of, we think that you should do this.
Yeah.
And if you do that, then we're going to give you this money. And it has an unnecessary and in nowhere found in the Constitution sort of coercive effect on what states are doing and what they're trying to teach their children. Specific to Barry Goldwater, I think I went back and I did look up a couple things because you said that you had to talk about this. He was specifically talking about the White House Conference on Education of 1955, probably the Impact Aid Law and the National Defense Education Act, all of which had sort of familiar caveats given by lawmakers that said, we understand this isn't the job of the federal government, but we think that we can help. And a lot of people thought, more education equals better education.
Yeah.
So that's my correction.
Well, it's interesting. Because I'm not sure to what degree the Department of Education since '79 at least has affected education at like the local level. I mean, I know certainly it was expanded under the Bush administration with the No Child Left Behind Act. Beyond that, though, I don't know if it's had much more of a dramatic impact. I mean, I suppose there's the Common Core issue, but as far as I understand, that's more or less a best practices thing. So I do wonder though, with the somewhat knee-jerk, I guess what it feels like fucking politics has become now. We have to repeal the Healthcare Act, and we want to just eliminate the Department of Education. I don't know what that means to anybody anymore. Because I mean, if you go to like the Department of Education's website, one of the first things they have on there is about federal aid for college loans and grants and stuff like that. So does eliminate the Department of Education mean eliminate federal aid for loans? It's so non-specific that you like, while I understand the sort of liberal or libertarian approach, whichever word you want, toward the role of the federal government in education, what specifically do we mean by getting rid of the Department of Education? Because if the federal government has no role, then I don't see why we would continue to facilitate college loans. And that seems like an enormously bad idea to me, given how widespread it is.
College loans and Pell Grants and things like that, I don't think you're going to see those going away.
I don't think so either. But
I think that most people, when they say they want to get the Department of Education out of the business of local education, is those coercive, top-down, sometimes, but not always, I'm not saying always, ideologically driven things. They don't want people in California determining how their children are educated in I don't know, Idaho. And same, I mean, we all know how the government works in terms of representation. I'm sure that California doesn't want people from Texas telling them how they are supposed to learn to their kids
Right.
either. So it's just best if they keep out of the coercive parts of that.
Yeah, I feel like that's a different argument, though. That's a different argument than abolish the Department of Education. That's a simplistic and childish approach, which is unfortunately what I think what political rhetoric has become nowadays.
Well, yeah, there's that.
So I don't know. There's a part of me that says, like, if you're suggesting that someone like Rick Perry is like, well, no, what he means is the coercive. I think we're doing a little bit too much translating there, and giving certain people an unreasonable benefit of the doubt. So I mean, while I agree, I think you've certainly got a point. And certainly most people who feel this way, that the federal government should have a smaller role in education, is a reasonable fucking point to make. It is unreasonable, though, to do so by saying we need to eliminate the Department of Education. It's the same thing with the Healthcare Act. We want to repeal the ACA, but we want to keep all the good stuff. Just get rid of the thing that kind of makes it work. I mean, it's just a dumb argument. So I wanted to make sure that at the very least that when we were discussing the Department of Education, we're approaching it realistically, as one department that has existed in one form or another, with varying responsibilities for the past 150 years or so.
Okay, I got like bored listening to you in the middle of that.
I don't care.
I want to bring this up. Have you heard the rumor that Sylvester Stallone is going to be the head of the National Endowment for the Arts?
No, but that'd be great.
Right?
Yeah.
That's making America great again.
I'd support that. He's made a ton of great movies.
Uh-huh. I feel like most of them are really just works of art.
I'd say so.
And then, holy shit.
That's
that's.
I'm surprised that there's still going to be one. So that's.
Well, I mean, he
exciting.
may be winding it down.
Maybe.
And as a person with an art degree, I would, for the most part, agree with that. I'm not really sure. Even though it is actually one of the enumerated powers, I just don't really see the point.
I don't know. Who cares?
I think fostering art is one of them. I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, not sure what benefit art provides.
I don't know. I don't know why governments would be all that interested in it outside of its usefulness as propaganda.
Yeah. I mean, it's, it's about defining the American culture, I'm sure. So
something.
You want something to brag about. Like the Russians and the dope. Like, what the fuck is the point of doping a bunch of Olympic athletes? It's pride. It's just pride.
Yeah. I thought you were going to go into like the Soviet heroic propaganda. I wrote a dissertation of some sort on that while I was in college. And then my communication professor accused me of having reused an article. And then I basically had to explain to him that you don't write articles or essays in art class.
Okay.
He didn't believe me. It was fine. I don't give a shit.
Exciting.
It's just like, do you know what we do? It's mostly color with crayons and markers and paint. Sometimes you paint with your hand.
And it's important.
Sometimes.
Making America a better place.
Yep.
Drawing giant fucking robots.
Well, I mean, that's what I mostly do, but...
You got to submit your work to Stallone. Look at this robot.
Man, maybe I can
Sylvester.
I'll say that Wednesday Night Gentlemen is some sort of art, because clearly it is, and that
Sure.
we need a grant.
Yeah. Why not?
Like, I think for $100,000 a year, we could really make this thing work.
I bet we could. It'd be $100,000 better than it already is.
Yeah, probably. All right. Anything else on anything?
No.
Because clearly we're way off.
Yeah.
Way off topic.
I hope Tactic Angel has a great 2017. I hope America has a good 2017. I hope we all have a great 2017.
Yep. Everybody's going to win the lottery.
Everybody wins the lottery.
All right. Well, that has been episode number 11 of the Wednesday Night Gentlemen Multimedia Empire official podcast. I can't say that today for some reason. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please feel free to like or subscribe to our channel. Visit our Facebook, as clearly we made a big deal about that earlier. And we will see you on episode number 12 of Wednesday Night Gentlemen, coming to you sometime soon-ish.